By law, companies are encouraged to employ 2% of people with physical challenges. The Park Inn Hotel blows this figure out of the water, as it has 30% deaf and hard of hearing people. It's making waves as it is the first of its kind in Africa and the world. The Our City team visited the hotel to find out more.
This, where we're sitting right now, used to be Deaf SA offices. So in conjunction with Meridian Property Group, they decided to do a joint venture. The IDC also partnered, and then we developed this asset that we're in now into a hotel, and the Deaf SA buildings actually moved onto the first floor. So it was a really nice idea. It came together that we could still keep the Deaf SA offices on site, but expand the real estate, because there was a lot of empty ground here. So we partnered, so that's the Residor Hotel Group, partnered with IDC, Meridian Property Group and Deaf SA. So we run the hotel on behalf of that property group. So that's how it all really came together. And the really cool thing is that we've been able to get a lot of the deaf staff onto the hotel staff, which has been a really exciting initiative. We've been going for a quarter of a year, and it's been really cool because we've launched into the summer season in Cape Town, which is always busy, and we've had a lot of sports groups through the doors, so we've really been able to test out our servicing. The way we came about it was we've got an interpreter, and that really helps us just to keep guests at ease, and we always have hearing staff mixed with deaf staff, because obviously you want to make sure the guests are always treated efficiently. So all of the it's like client-facing staff, let's say, would have hearing people with them. So when people come in through the doors, or they're ordering food or whatever it might be, there's someone there to assist the deaf staff and an interpreter. We also have little badges on the deaf people that say, "I am deaf," and that also just relaxes people because they can see what we're trying to do here. And a lot of the guests actually really enjoy it. Yeah.
DEFSA is very happy to have deaf people to be employed at the Park Inn Hotel, and proudly I can say that for years DEFSA has been lobbying the private sector that deaf people are employed, especially in the hospitality sector. The other hotels were not confident enough to employ deaf people, and Park Inn was a perfect example to employ deaf people to more than 2% and get to a total of 30%. And that I proudly can say that we are the first hotel internationally and also in Africa that have that number of deaf employees. We employed deaf people here at the hotel not just for the sake of getting employment. We have a good working relationship with Park Inn Hotel as DEFSA. And first of all, what we've done is that we do not monitoring. We get involved in the hotel management in all levels. Just to give you an example, is that we provided a deaf culture workshop. We do a sensitization workshop on how hearing people can work with deaf people. And that's the first step. Secondly, how the hearing managers do approach deaf people and how to communicate with them. We as DEFSA do give a crash course in South African Sign Language just to make sure that they do understand deaf culture and South African Sign Language, and then we take it in from there. So we've done it once, and we will also do it on a continuous basis. And deaf people themselves starting to teach the hearing people South African Sign Language and how to communicate. Only the basic signs like food, cook, alert, sleep, tea, coffee. And when so many people who do come as guests at the hotel, they will also benefit from this.
My name is Dale Holmes. This is my sign name in sign language. I've been working in the hotel. It will be now 5 months since I've been working here. One of the challenges that we have, because this is a business area, and sometimes we have troubles with communication, so we need to learn to be patient and to write quickly when we need to do written communication, and to learn how to do oral communication in terms of lip reading. And I do sometimes have my hearing aid on to aid me with communication. so that I can be able to now communicate with the guests as well and interact with them.
I think it's a great initiative. I mean, first of all, I didn't differentiate between deaf and non-deaf. So my experience was that I was meeting people, and so throughout the stay, I've only learned now that 30% of staff are deaf or hard of hearing. So it's a great initiative. It hasn't impacted on the customer's experience as you saw it. It's actually just promoted it for the hotel. And I think for a hard of hearing society or a deaf society, it's great because they can self-actualize more. Traditionally, we see them as being disabled, whereas you saw their experience fully abled from the perspective of performance, and great for the person themselves, great for the customer, great for the brand. Thank you very much. There was no difference in experience. There was a question posed, a question answered, and then the request was fulfilled. So it was positive, and then it came with the sense that the hotel was doing the right thing. So I think it was an excellent experience.